today's World Insight. Macau's popular bamboo-prepared dry noodles go down memory lane with the third-generation owner of one of the city's oldest and well-loved noodle joints. And a medley of voices on 20 years since Macau's return to the motherland. Witness Macau in Transition, a World Insight special.
The Macau skyline remains the same, but the Macau to be is underway. On 20th anniversary of Macau's return to China, let me take you around the city. Explore Macau's diversified economy, from financial services to tourism and entrepreneurship. See up close Macau's aspirations, cultural diversity, rising infrastructures, and its vibrant younger generation. Macau in transition, only on World Insight. Hello and welcome to Macau in Transition, the last episode of our special program celebrating 20th anniversary of Macau's return to China. I'm Tian Wei. After the celebration of the 20th anniversary, many are fascinated by the future blueprint of Macau. But also there's the question, where is going to be the younger generation of Macau? After talking to young people from different walks of life here in the city, we're bringing to you our final episode, which is a wrap-up of interviews with young people here in Macau. First, let's meet Huang Yufei, a third-generation restaurant owner here in Macau. After studying in the United States, he decided to come back to his hometown and shoulder the responsibility of his family business, which is a well-known noodle shop here in the city. Let's hear from him as to how he is planning for his family business and how is he going to show his signature, the younger generation signature, for the family business. Wang Chiki Noodle Shop, one with the longest history here in Macau and certainly with the best noodle. I'm going to meet the third generation owner of the shop, Fei. Hey Fei!
Hi!
Good to see you,
nice
finally.
To see you. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to this moment for a long time.
Yeah,
Do you want
thank
me to see the noodle shop
Yeah,
and
sure.
also show me around?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
So let's
This
go.
way, yeah.
It's been a long time and looking forward to this moment because I really want to taste the best noodle Macau could offer. So tell me about your family business.
My grandfather started this noodle business back in 1946. He learned the bamboo noodle skills in Dongguan back in 1945. And then,
in Guangdong province?
Yeah. That's his hometown. So. In 1946, he had his first noodle shop in Dongguan.
Wow.
And then 1951, he moved his business to Guangzhou. Later on, he moved his business to Macau in 1959. Yeah.
All the important years are remembered very well.
Yeah. I'm very good at numbers.
From grandpa to the father and now you.
Yeah.
So how the business has been changing?
After my grandfather passed away when I was 8, my father took over the business. That's the time when Macau handed over back to China. So he thought this was the very best opportunity, and then he opened another shop in a very famous tourist location in Macau, which is Yisiping Qiandi. He built a very colorful. That's how the brand is built.
Yeah.
So later on, after 20 years, I think I could help him a bit. So I come back to his business 5 years ago. So.
But that's not easy for you. I mean, you were a finance major.
Yeah.
Getting yourself involved in family business is not an easy job.
I think the hardest part is how can I get along with my dad, because he is really a kind of very old-fashioned people.
Dad is watching.
Yeah, he doesn't use any phones,
He
smartphone.
doesn't? Really?
Yeah, he writes letter to me, and he wants me to physically here to talk to him like every single day to report my business to him.
Oh my God.
It's like it took me like 3 to 4 years to get along with my dad. That's the hardest part. Yeah.
What is the trick, or what is the moment?
What is the moment? I cried because we had a very big fight at our home. And then I cried, and then I got out from our home, and then he wrote me a letter. He said, "Oh, if this continues, our relationship will be a serious matter." So after that, I realized that my dad really loves me, and I wanna find some way to communicate better with him. So that's how we start getting better. Yeah.
What is the best way you have found to communicate with him?
No, he just want me to physically
be there.
Yeah, I just be there. I just talk to him. I just find a chance to talk to him. Yeah, physically be there, and then he doesn't like any text messages. He doesn't like any other way to find him. He just wanna face-to-face talk to him.
Your father is a historian. In fact, he's been writing a lot of books about China, Japan. You know, the two of you, the next and the one after the next generation, are trying your best in order to carry on with this family business.
Yeah. Now our brand is like 73 years old. How can I carry this noodle shop or this noodle brand to another 70 years or even more, 100 years? That's my job, I think.
As small as a bowl of a noodle, there's a lot of things behind it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that noodle, by the way.
Right.
Really long. Wow, you got the weapons over there. Now it's easier. It's actually very interesting. It really tastes like rubber band, but much chewier and really tasty. It's almost like a game you play with the noodles in a way. I love this.
Oh, thank you.
Have you ever jumped on that bamboo stick?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I first learned the bamboo stick noodles when I was 15 because you have to tall enough, you have to heavy enough, be strong enough to put your weight on the bamboo. Yeah. So if I have a son, I will tell him when you are 15, you have to learn the bamboo stick noodles. Yeah. I'm still working on it. I don't have any.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
People talk about the future of Macau, particularly the diversification of its economy, with tourism might be even more important than what it is today. Do you think the catering industry is ready for that?
I can say that we have been really be ready for 20 years. But then the world is changing, the China market is changing. We have to do something to fit for that change. In Macau, there are many food souvenirs like almond cookies, like beef jerky, and the rice roll. I was thinking why we can't have a dry noodles as a souvenir for our tourists. So that's what we do. We have our first dry noodle souvenir back in 2016. That's how we change ourselves to a more up-to-date model now. So
sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
Happy noodle.
Happy noodle.
Entrepreneurship is booming here in Macau, particularly for the younger generation. Many, after studying abroad, has decided to come back to their hometown and begin their own businesses. Let's meet the 3 young ladies. After studying in the UK, they are running an online language teaching platform in Macau. Let's hear about their stories. My visit there started from a small class teaching Portuguese to small kids. I could not help but join them at the end of the class. Oh, I'm so glad to join this class. Thank you, Rafael, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you for coming.
I'm so happy to have all of them. 特别高兴能有小朋友们加入哈。I envy you. I'm jealous of your job. They're so cute.
Yeah.
好，我们现在啊做一个游戏 ，Let's play a game。说出 hello， 然后说出自己的名字，然后大家给他们鼓掌，好不好？好 ，OK。Hello. My name is 田薇。Joanna， 欢迎。It's not easy to conduct a class like this, but they're so cute.
Yeah, they are. They truly are. They are very cute, and then
Yeah.
at the beginning they are a little bit shy.
Yeah.
But at the end, they are all very friendly and kind and very active.
While you're talking about this, they're moving far away from you.
They are afraid. They are a little bit camera shy.
Yes.
They are really good students.
To our viewers, bye bye. Bye bye. And now I'm joined by the founder and the teacher of this company. So much fun I had in that classroom with the little kids. I'm sure for you guys the same.
Yes.
Maybe you want to introduce yourself to our audience from different parts of the world, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Nikki. I'm one of the co-founder of Yorkshire Online Academy, and I'm also the CEO of our company.
All right, this is the CEO, Nikki. Let's go to the next one.
My name is Lily, and I am also one of the founder of Yorkshire Online Academy, and we founded in September 2018. So I'm mainly in charge of the operation of the company.
I see. Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Bobo. I'm also one of the co-founders of Yorkshire Online Academy, and I'm responsible mainly for the marketing and finance of the company.
Okay, so how is the bill going, the finance?
Nice, I will talk about this more later.
Okay, I'll wait for that. And what about for you?
So my name is Pedro, and I'm actually currently teaching IELTS for YOA. And it's been a great experience, and it's really fun.
So how are your students' performances?
They are doing quite well. In fact, one of my students actually got the scores that she wanted, so it was really satisfying.
Yeah, I love the class, I have to say, earlier in the classroom. But I guess that's just one of the many classes you're operating, right?
Yes. That was just one of the offline workshops for the students. We combine online education with educational travel and overseas education consulting service.
And which part is the best, the most promising business?
I think in terms of the growth, in terms of the scalability, I would say online education because you can go everywhere, you can go anywhere in the world. But in terms of the profitability, I would say overseas education.
Where do you take the students to?
As you know that we are only operate for a year, so we take students to the school in mainland China first, and we are planning to bring the foreign student to Macau in the coming year.
Okay, so how were the earlier trips doing?
It was awesome. We bring about in the first year in 2017. We're very early to operate the study tour for the Edinburgh University student, and we brought around 20 students to mainland China. And last year we brought a double, 40 students to mainland China.
To which university?
To a local school, to a local secondary school in Anhui.
Wow, you're really doing something for the people-to-people exchanges.
Yes, because I think multicultural is very important for people, for foreign people to know about China, to learn about China, and for us to explore the world, the rest of the world.
That's wonderful to know. I love the idea behind your business. But Is it making money so far?
Yeah. For the first 6 months, it's been very difficult for us. The revenue number is not very good in the first half years. Later on, I think from June, started from June, we have achieved the exponentially growth. So we have already reached the break-even. The monthly growth rate for the last 3 months is over 30%.
Wow, good. Are you feeling relieved in a way?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
We are still aiming more.
What is your goal?
Our aim is to become the #1 online language learning platform in the Greater Bay Area.
Great luck.
Yeah.
So what about for you, Bobo? How did you guys, how did you girls come together?
We have a story
Okay.
because we 3 of us study in the UK, and we were all born in Macau, and then we studied English in traditional school for more than 12 years before we studied in the UK, and we all experienced the same problem. So when we first arrived in the UK, we tried to speak to foreign people, but we couldn't really communicate with them. And then I feel that there may be some problem with the education system. So they focus a lot on reading and writing, but they do not pay a lot of attention in speaking and listening. So therefore, I think it's a good opportunity for us to set up a platform that allows students to communicate with foreigners when they are young.
So how is it like to work with these ladies?
It's amazing. I haven't worked here for too long, but...
You have obviously 3 lady bosses. Huh?
Yes. And they've been amazing as well. I could see the drive of the company, and they are really working very hard every day. And for me, I'm just contributing to part of their story, and it's a meaningful story. And for me, there's nothing more than educating the next generation to get them aware of the importance of communication. That's really, really important nowadays.
It is very important, as you say. Before we go, I want to know, what do you need as entrepreneurs here? You're obviously in an incubation center. How much help do they provide you? What skill do you need?
We are very lucky to be able to join this incubator in Macau. So we have all the chance to go to many exhibitions, like the MIF and the MIS. So we have many chance to pitch, to present our idea to all sorts of people. And the staff here are very helpful. They provide us with accounting and the lawyer. So basically all the registration process, they will help us. So apart from all the helps that we get from the incubation center, we are surrounded by people who are also doing startup. So it's very helpful for us. We can talk to other teams that they are doing other projects. So we can have different ideas come together and then combine our idea together to be more creative and innovative.
Bobo, you want to say something?
And we, of course, face a lot of challenges during our entrepreneurial journey. And the action that we take is to learn actively, because I understand that being an entrepreneur, the best way to reduce uncertainty is by learning. And also, we try our best to turn challenges into opportunities. And we also need to have very good self-discipline, because there will be no fixed working hours and no fixed working places. So we need to embrace these challenges, and then I think we will be able to build our empire.
You go, girls. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yes. During our trip here at Macau, we have met different walks of life, young people, also from different cultures, who are trying to start their own businesses and try to think about their future with their own plans. Now, let's meet 2 of them who were my guests earlier in the studio. One is running an online tourism business. The other is running a smart vending machine business. Let's hear from them. Marco, originally from Portugal, has settled down with his Macanese wife in Macau. He is running an online tourism business, trying to compete with increasing number of travel agencies in Macau. I found him on a busy weekend morning. Marco, it's good to see you in Macau.
It's my pleasure.
You're running a tourism business here in the city. How fascinating is it? Tell me more about it.
Yes, so it's fascinating to be here in Macau. You know, we try to offer experiences for the travelers coming to Macau to enjoy and have fun.
You have 38 million people traveling here every year. A lot of business.
Yes, this is an incredible city, as you mentioned, many people coming from everywhere.
What kind of tours would you organize?
So, you know, the egg tart is a famous, you know, cooking the egg tart, the Portuguese egg tart is very famous.
Yes.
Biking tours is very nice to do, biking tour in Macau.
Sounds tempting.
Yes.
And others?
Others that people also enjoy a lot, like paintball, you know, doing paintball in Macau. You know, a lot of people also, so, yeah.
That was quite a walk you took me around.
Yes, it's true, it's true. With the down and happy hills here of Macau.
Yes, exactly. Yes. After bidding goodbye to Marco, I also went to see Lap, who, after working for more than a decade in Silicon Valley, returned to Macau. He runs a smart vending machine business, and he and his colleagues could not help but show me around, particularly about their business model. I think this is a great time to demonstrate a wonderful smart vending machine. Now show it to me. I want maybe a lot of water here. Okay. Now I can use e-payment, WeChat. Join us now, Marco Duarte, who is the founder and also managing partner of Follow Me Macau, and also Lap Chen, who is the co-founder of Mbox. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
You are the representatives of entrepreneurs from Macau. Now, behind us is a beautiful skyline of Macau. It is much more than the gaming industry. So tell me more about exactly what you are doing and your entrepreneurship.
So, Follow Me Macau is a website
that
sells unique activities in leisure and entertainment. And we try to show to people that there is much more to do than just gambling here in Macau.
Yes, indeed. What about for you, Lab?
Mbox is the leading smart vending machine platform or service here in Macau. We are also the first local startup to provide smart retail service or equipment to the SMB or even enterprise companies.
I see. Macau is trying to diversify its economy. Tourism, extremely important, but it's going to be very competitive. And how would you be able to make sure you provide the services for people from all over the world? That is going to be a challenge.
Yes, it will be a challenge indeed, and I think there is a tremendous opportunity to diversify, to have more people from all around the world. And why not also more people from the Portuguese-speaking countries? Yes. Today, Macau is very focused for the Chinese market. Is the main area where people come from, and we are here is to show to all people from all over the world, you know, that they can come here to Macau, because there's much more than casinos. There is a huge history between you know, Portugal and China. And that's fantastic. We need to show this mix of cultures.
Yeah. You are originally coming from Portugal, and your wife are Macanese here.
Correct.
But still, when you talk about Portuguese-speaking countries, it's going to be coming from Europe, from Africa, from Asia as well. So it's going to be a lot of diversity than what is now. So how are you going to cater to the tourists that are coming here looking for their own culture, but at the same time, the real culture of Macau?
No, nowadays we have internet, so it makes things easy to spread the world to these countries. But as you said, there is a lot of countries with Brazil in South America, which is the biggest population. We've got Portugal, we've got African countries, and there is a tremendous you know, there's curiosity of this part of the world and come and see the culture.
Yeah, I guess you have to work on your plan now, how to appeal to all of these tourists as well.
Correct.
Yes. What about for you, Lab? You've been working on this smart vending machine, the very first in Macau.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
But at the same time, there are already a lot of development in that regard on the mainland, for example.
Yep.
So what is your relation, your businesses, with those partners on the mainland?
Actually, I come back. I work in Shenzhen before, like in 2 years. That's the reason I noticed that mobile payment was getting very popular there in China at that time, but it's still not yet started in Macau yet. That's the reason we want to bring the smart vending solution to the Macau. Also, since I worked in Shenzhen for 2 years, I met the manufacturer and developer there. That's why we have a good relationship with them. So that's the reason why when we start, we have a lot of partners there already. Yeah.
It's good to see that you're trying to bring in all kinds of business models, you know, not only to run smart vending machines, but also to cooperate with businesses, provide them with the solutions through smart vending machines.
The reason why we bought this is smart city also getting very serious here in Macau. We just start smart city program in about 2 years. We brought, our government brought in Alibaba as a partner for the smart city projects. That's the reason we thought that smart vending machine or smart retailing will be the trend in the near future. We want to start this before everybody else. That's the reason we start this.
And there are many mainland tourists coming into Macau. In fact, the majority of them are coming from Guangdong, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So they all use e-payment on the mainland. So it's actually a way for them to feel familiarized with the situation here.
Yes. Actually, there's a lot of tourists come to the Macau every day. And they shop a lot, you know that.
Oh, wow, I know that. I did a little bit.
All over the world.
Since they already they use mobile phone as a payment wallet instead of cash. So that's why our machine will be very convenient for them to make purchase, not only the drinks or food, but also more luxury stuff.
You're watching Macau in Transition. Not only young entrepreneurs, but also students on university campus. Well, we met the three of them from the University of Macau, the largest public university here in the city. Let's hear what they have to say about their campus life and their plan for the future. And I'm so glad sitting here in the library of University of Macau, joined by three students on campus. I got to know them just now, Eunice, Jimmy, and Katrina. What a pleasure to have the three of you on our show.
Glad to be here.
Good to see you here. Maybe we should let you to introduce yourself a little bit to our audience from all over the world. Let's start with you, Eunice.
Okay. Hello, my name is Eunice, and I'm a senior student majoring in accounting of University of Macau. So I was born in Foshan, Guangdong province, and when I was 14 years old, I moved to Macau with my family here.
So this is the place for you, for university? Yes. Sure. Okay, what about for you, Jimmy?
Okay, good morning. I am Jimmy. I am a second-year PhD student in history. I was born in Canton, and then my family moved here in 2012. Before coming to UM for my PhD studies, I went to the United States in Rhode Island. I attend Roger Williams University for my bachelor's and master's degree.
And there you are.
Yeah, sure.
What's your major here?
I study Chinese urban history.
Urban history. And pre-Republic time.
Correct.
Okay, fascinating. I'm going to let you to explore your major and what you're researching about and how it's related to Canton and also Macau here a little bit later. What about for you, Katrina?
Hi, I'm Katrina. I'm a final year student in the University of Macau. My major is biomedical science. Actually, my family immigrated to Macau 10 years ago, but I just start my college life here.
Wow, that's nice. So, you know, Macau is a fascinating place. Beautiful, and also per capita rich, I heard. But what does that mean for you as a student here on university campus? Eunice?
I think because Macau is a rich region, so I think the investment we put in our research about the equipment is very advanced. So it helps us to develop our research center here. Yeah.
Okay, so you enjoy the facilities.
Yeah.
What about professors, senior researchers, people that you can really look up to and discuss your topic?
Well, there are certain people that I can talk to. One of them is being my doctoral advisor. I believe he too spent several years in the U.S. and he started writing books and articles and let people know that this is what China's history looks like. And I think that's one of the reasons that I came here is to study with him. Is also that something that I want to do is to follow his steps, to write history, to publish books, and let people know that modern time China is not the way that people think it is.
But you know, you grew up after Macau returned to China. So what was it like to be raised up in a gradually changing place, right? And see how Macau more interacting both with originally Hong Kong, of course, and Europe, but now more with the mainland.
I think 10 years ago in the Macau, you used to do different things. But
Yeah.
nowadays, it changed a lot, as you said. So the most interesting things for me is the Greater Bay Area. It's surrounding Macau, and it provides a lot of chance for me as a science student.
Just to explain to people what is the Greater Bay Area, because people from outside might not necessarily know, right? It's like Canton or Guangdong, as they say, and Hong Kong, Macau, all of these places will have quite a significant development hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
That's the Greater Bay. You do see opportunity there.
Yeah.
What about for you, Jimmy?
Well, I think one of the things that this is my first time actually living in Macau for a long period.
Really?
So after I returned from the U.S. to Macau, I think that I have seen things that are a lot different. Well, before I actually lived here, I thought Macau is full of casinos and hotels, which I later discovered which that's not really the case. We have a lot of historical districts, and then they coexist with our modern buildings. I think that's one thing that I found very interesting, that how do we also have historic buildings, but at the same time that we are able to develop our economy.
But what about for you, Eunice? Competitiveness. How to? Your generation is going to face latest technologies. AI probably will reduce already the number of accountants in the world, which is your major, by the way. You know, 5G increases the communication. Quantum physics makes all the big computer, gigantic computer possible. Not to mention another layer, geopolitics changes. And the circumstances in the Greater Bay Area, as we have seen some latest development, also changes very fast. What does that mean to you? To me, it was already mind-boggling. I wonder to Eunice, what does that mean?
I think lots of people think AI will replace the accountant in the future, but I think it did not, because
Eunice does not believe so.
Yeah, because AI is doing what the people told him to do. So even though it is very efficient, it can make the work quite efficient, but they only run the program. But the program, who designed the program, is the people design the program. So we can be the AI leader to command what the AI should do to help our work to make it more effective and more efficient. So I think for us as an accountant, if we do some management accounting work, especially in management level, so AI will not cause us a lot of concern.
not stealing your job?
Yeah. No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Competitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
How?
Well, I think one of the things I make myself competitive is that I have experience living in the U.S. I learned how the Americans, how the Westerners study Chinese history, and then when I come back here, I was able to interact with Chinese scholars, and then learn this is the Chinese way to do history. I think that knowing both ways, I think that can make me very competitive.
Is there much difference?
Well, I think that from a historical perspective, I think in the American way of doing history is that well, of course, you do history, you need sources. But I think that the American way is that it looks beyond just the sources. It applies to several theories, and then think about like what's the connections between this historic event, and then what their influence, and then how do they change politics, how they change the society.
Right.
Well, I think the Chinese way is more of we analyze the source based on the source itself. But I think both are good, but what if we do both together?
For you, Katrina? Competitiveness.
So that's why I try to pursue my master's degree in the UK, because I don't want to learn more about from a different place. They have different kind of knowledge backgrounds. So I think what I can learn from that, and I can bring back to Macau to contribute to the society. Yeah.
I was told, if someone who work in the as a local dealer in a gaming industry, at least one could earn an average of 50,000 to 60,000 Macau Mao. That's pretty comfortable life.
Yeah.
But that's not, you told me earlier, the life you want.
Yeah.
You want something different.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you be able to, keep that balance in a way, find the balance between a comfortable life, a local life, a place I know, and my aspirations and my vision about where the world is heading for, and therefore where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And also a booming China, Macau included, all together. What does that mean to you when you try to keep this balance? Eunice is having a deep thought right now, I could tell.
Yeah.
So how about for you, Jimmy? You go first.
Well, I've chosen a path to become a researcher or an educator, which I think that if you do that, there's certain things that you have to give up. And like, well, yes, as you said, maybe I can choose a different path and have a better comfortable life, but that isn't what I want. That isn't what I want to do. I think that my passion about history, I think that triumphs the having a comfortable life.
Triumph all the other factors. And for you, Katrina?
For me, actually, as a science student, especially specialized in the biological science, Macau don't have so many job opportunity for me yet. And so I'm thinking maybe I can have a chance to take a look on the Greater Bay Area, because there are not of relevant company industry over there, growing, developing. So I think it's a good way for me to see the different things around us.
It could provide you with a big base in a way,
yes.
right? So you can explore.
Yes.
And what about for you, Eunice?
I think to take a balance. I don't really want such a comfortable life in my young age.
You don't want to?
Yeah, because I think as a young student, we need to compete the life we want. So we just trace the life we want. So I may take an internship in United Kingdom during my master degree, and then when I come back to Macau, I think I may start up a new business.
Interesting. We see a lot of booming entrepreneur scenes here in Macau. Do you think that will be where your future is?
I hope so.
But it's a lot of challenges. Sometimes people fail too.
Yeah. So I think the attitude should be we need to accept the failure even though we may fail. Yeah.
This is the younger generation of Macau that we're talking about. A lot of energy, a lot of vitality, and certainly try to compete and challenge themselves. What a pleasure to get to know the three of you here in Macau and on the university particularly. And I know you're going to show me around a bit later.
Sure.
I would love it. Thank you so much,
Thank
Eunice,
you.
Jimmy, and Katrina. Thank you. And let's wave bye to our audience. Bye. And that is all the time we have for today, the very last episode of Macau in Transition, our special program celebrating 20th anniversary of Macau's return to China. Over the past 1 week, we've been taking you to different corners of Macau and also meeting different groups of people here in the city. As many of them indicated, they are looking forward to a better Macau. That is all the time we have for today. On behalf of my team here in Macau and in Beijing, thanks for watching and see you next time.